want to say thank you for welcoming us to your territory.
It's an honor to be here, and thank you for having me.
The purpose of the act is really to fill a gap. There's a legislative gap where if you have a First Nations couple, whether both parties are First Nations or only one is First Nation, and that couple lives on reserve, there has been, until right now there still is, there's no legal recourse for, say for example, you've got a mom and 3 kids and a dad, and they're all living together, and the dad is the one that's on the certificate of possession for the home because it's on his First Nation. As things stand right now, he can say, get out, and there's absolutely no legal recourse. He has got the sole, or she, if it happens to be she who's on the certificate of possession, there's no recourse. Get out, you're out, and that's it. So this piece of legislation was enacted to try and address those gaps. The reason that this law was enacted on December 16th of 2013 was to allow First Nations a year period to enact their own laws to deal with this. That's why this act now, the law will be in effect as of December 16th, 2014, for the First Nations who did not enact their own laws about family property on reserves. So the purpose of this new legislation is to provide the same basic rights and protections to First Nations people on reserve as First Nations or non-First Nations persons would have off of reserve. So if you have a couple that 2 First Nations, they don't live on reserve, this does not apply. Times that it can come into play is during the course of the relationship, when the relationship breaks down, and very interestingly, if a spouse or common law partner passes away. Right now, if, let's say I was married to my husband and we lived on his First Nation and he had the certificate of possession, if he dies, I am now homeless immediately. That's the state of affairs right now. Central aim of the new Marital Property on Reserve Act. So when relationships break down, as you guys know, and our great family law primer that we had from Donna, couples usually have to decide what to do about the property that they've bought or that they've built up during the relationship. The intention of the MRA is to enhance the rights and protections that cover First Nations people living on reserve, particularly women and children, when a relationship breaks down, when there's a divorce, or when someone passes away. There also are, there's provision for protection orders on reserve, which is something that we didn't have before, which is really, really important. So until now, women and children living on reserve did not have the same legal protections in these areas as other Canadians did. I do believe there's going to be a lot of confusion at the beginning because it is so new, because it's never been done in Canada before. So I expect over the first year, like a year from when it comes into place from December, we'll have a really good idea of how it all works and what it really means on the ground, on a practical, day-to-day kind of thing for people who are in these situations. But that will play out. So yeah, it really is, it's crazy, isn't it? That it's like there's nothing you could do.